I don't know about you, but when I was a boy, I wanted to be a superhero. I wanted to fight like Batman and fly like Superman. Until I saw the Avengers and found out Marvel's cooler than both of them. Ooh, stepping on toes already. This speech isn't about division. No, we have far too much of that already. This speech is about bringing people together. All of us, at one point in our life, have had a dream to fly. And I'm proud to tell you that today, that dream could become a reality. On September 25th of 2015, the Discovery Digital News Network reported that by the end of 2016, the Martin Jetpack would be released. And it could be yours for a mere $200,000. It happens to be the price of tuition at Biola next semester. Not as exciting. But you see, the reality of the jetpack is, although it's a dream that may have finally come true, it's something that you and I would probably never get to be a part of. And that's because not only is the jetpack expensive, but surprisingly, it doesn't seem fit for recreational use, which begs the question, why make a jetpack at all? On June 5th of 2015, the Martin Jetpack Company released a statement saying that this jetpack would provide first responders an air support unit that provides a critical, cost-effective, and rapid solution to difficult situations. This is significant because on October 4th of 2015, the Daily Mail reported that up to 3,000 more heart attack victims could be saved each year if emergency personnel responded faster. Is the jetpack the answer to saving these thousands of lives? Probably not. It's a high flag idea and it's a thrust in the right direction, but right now it's just blowing a lot of hot air. Nevertheless, I want you to fly with me over the many hills of history as we take a look at the development of the jetpack. Then we'll take a sharp bank, consider some details and specifications about how it works, and finally we'll land on a few implications of jetpack travel to see if it truly stands the test of my childhood dream. Now, you may be surprised to find out that currently there is no research being done on the use of medical jetpacks in the emergency sector. And this is because, not unlike movies made by M. Night Shyamalan, jetpacks have a long history of failure. Sure, one or two got off the ground for a short while, but that only went to get our hopes up as we tire of seeing so many crash and burn. Last airbender. Excuse me. Nevertheless, everything changed in 1981, when a young biochemist by the name of Glenn Martin was out drinking with his buddies at the tavern one night, and somehow they convinced him that a future in jetpacks was brighter than, all the actual science he was already doing. So he switched over, and it took him almost 10 years, which turns out to only be half the time it took Leo to get his Oscar. But by the end of that period, he actually had a real working prototype. The only problem is he had to test it. Now, the New Zealand Herald reported on March 29th of 2015 that the first test pilot he used was his wife. Now, he says it's because he was too heavy, but I'm thinking insurance money? It worked, though. She got 5 feet off the ground and landed alive, so that plan failed. Took him over 10 years again, but in the early 2000s, he released his invention to the world. After thousands of hard-earned dollars spent on family therapy, this time he had learned his lesson, and he used his 16-year-old son, Harrison. In 2010, Time magazine even released a statement that the Martin Jetpack was one of the world's top 10 inventions. Yet, somehow, in the business world, the idea never seems to get off the ground. Its release to the open market was constantly delayed. In June of 2011, the Dominion Post reported it would be released in 2012. In June of 2012, the New Zealand Herald reported it would be released in 2013. In 2013, instead of getting a new jetpack, we got a new pope. The latest from the Herald, as of March, is that it will be released, you guessed it, at the end of this year. So how can we know for sure? Well, don't worry. Don't lose hope, because help is on the way. China has come to save the day. That's right. On June 6th, 2015, The Guardian reported that a Chinese aerospace company by the name of Gongji invested $50 million into the Martin Jetpack. So he now has the money. Martin has had the time, and he's had the technology. Why hasn't he released it to the public yet? Come on, Martin, just do it! over and consider some of the product's best specs. To infinity and beyond! Hold on, excuse me. The product doesn't actually fly like that. No, that would be way too cool. You can't control it using your body movements like you dreamed. Instead, you have to stand in a strange squatting position, operated with 2 joysticks, and fly like this. Did that look more like flying or pooping? It's even been compared to looking like you have 2 giant leaf blowers on your back. So while it might win the contest for the cooling gardening machine ever, essentially the jetpack of our dreams turns out to be nothing more than 2 giant fans strapped to your lower buttocks. Hey! And it gives a whole new meaning to the term fanny pack. Now, at least this version can land standing up, because the version they publicized in 2012 couldn't even do that. The pilot would touch the ground, he'd fall over, he'd hit his life alert, and go, help, I'm falling, I can't get up. It takes 4 people to come lift him. Now, as for weights, this jetpack can carry up to 250 pounds, which in America means we either have to pack less or lose weight. So we'll be packing less. As for speed, this jetpack can take you off to the adventure of a lifetime at a whopping 45 miles an hour. Gibby got out of Biola faster than that. Come to think of it, 45 miles an hour with no traffic lights, urban driving conditions, that could get emergency personnel to the disaster faster. Gosh, am I just being overly concerned with specifications? Am I too worried about particulars that are bound to change with future models? Or are my childhood dreams of superhero status being pooped on by giant fans strapped to your lower buttocks? Let's consider this as we look at a few implications. See, excluding the obvious, which would be, if my mother saw me in this jetpack, she would scream louder than an alpha girl getting her ring by spray. This jetpack also has incredible implications for air traffic control, firefighting, drones, me finally getting on DBC's Instagram. Oh wait, I already did that. Now, come to think of it, let's be serious for a moment here, let's talk clothing. What's the point of flying if you can't look the part and wear a cape? Now, and again, in the words of a very wise woman, April 23rd, Jimmy gets his new jetpack, trying to look like a superhero, he puts on a cape, cut and takeoff, death by takeoff, no capes! Fair point, but counterpoint, Martin has released plans to release unmanned or remote versions of this jetpack. And while it was always clearly intended to be released for first responders, this would allow him to bring supplies to survivors in inaccessible locations, or remotely control one to extract a survivor. And that's helpful, but clearly it wouldn't work for all kinds of first responders. Here I'm thinking of the firefighter. Remember, it can only carry up to 250 pounds. So that means that's not enough for the firefighter to fly in and carry someone out of a fire. Nor is it enough for him to bring enough water to fight the fire. Oh, wait a second. It's made for California firefighters, because they don't have any water to bring with them anyway. That's a sad joke. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think 10 years from now, we're all just going to be looking back on this whole jetpack thing like people still look at the Heelys that I like to enjoy today. What do they say around here? Oh yeah, fun to wear if you want to stare, but culturally, not really there. So we looked at the hills of history. We took a sharp bank and considered some details and finally landed on a few implications of jetpack travel. I have to level with you. The jetpack is nowhere near where I had hoped it to be. And though its future in recreation looks quite dim, its future in saving lives could be promising. So while the jetpack may never be as recreational as marijuana, it could be as medical.